I'm Ilya Marchenko.
I'm Dennis Kudla.
I'm Jesper de Jong.
I'm Henry Laaksen.
I am Francisco Cerundolo, and you are listening to the Game to Love podcast.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending on whereabouts in the world you are based. Hello, you've had the joy, if you would like to call it a joy, of Igor Swiatek just beating Tursuevov in pretty comfortable manner, losing the first two games and then going on to win the next 12 straight in, well, back to back 12 games in a row. What a win for Igor there. But we are here, of course, for Novak Djokovic, the defending champion here at the Rome Masters, as he competes against sort of the poster boy of what we would call the poster man is the better word to use, of the lost generation, which is Grigor Dimitrov. Both players are, both players very much have been a little bit hit and miss, you could probably say, with their form this season, this clay court season. Dimitrov, though, coming off the back of a very strong performance against Carlos Alcaraz at the Madrid Masters, on the Muda Madrid Masters, to give it its official and proper term. But of course, we've got to, like I say, Djokovic, defending champion, has had some arm issues at late, and we can see already at the coin toss that he has not got his compression arm sleeve on, which is a very good sight if you're a Djokovic fan, or if you're a fan of great tennis in general, which is excellent to see. I wish I'd caught properly who won that ball toss, but we're not entirely sure who has got that there. But yeah, like we said, so this is the third round match to be able to get to the fourth round, and in this, of course, longer and extended version of the Masters event, which, of course, as we're now accustomed to, plays. If I say folly, could be an interesting word, but very much plays out at the four Masters events that we have this side of Wimbledon, which are, of course, Indian Wells, Miami, Madrid, and following on from that, we of course have Rome as following this format, which I'm sure I'm going to go into at certain points during the day to sort of work out, do I like this format? Or do you like this format? It'd be good to know from you lot if you do like this format of this extended 12 to 13 day tournaments. I'm less so sure on it, but we're finally into what we sort of the meaty end of the tournament, at least the sort of middle bit, where you get good players playing off against each other, but it isn't feeling sparse, as you still got loads of great matches on all the other courts. We can very much see on the Piriatti court, which is the third court here in Rome. It is absolutely chocker for the last few days. I mean, it was absolutely chocker for Maria Sakkari's match, in which he lost earlier on. And at the moment, of course, it's got Daniel Medvedev's match, which is just on there, or currently just is on there at the moment. I still need to make sure of that. Suru, thank you for the hi. Nice to see you as well. Thank you for joining the stream here. And I think the key thing that we want to do now is if you can make sure you could like the button, hit the like button and share this, that would be absolutely brilliant. We would very much like, if possible, to get to 100 likes for, of course, the world number one.
Thank you.
As a thank you, son. We'll worry about that in just a bit. But we'll go on from there. So yeah, just make sure that you like this stream here. That would be excellent as we continue to sort of go through here. But the main thing, as I'm now trying to actually compose myself to say something that's going to be worthwhile, is I want you to put your predictions down in the comments of what you think is going to happen. Is it going to be a Djokovic win, or is it going to be a Dimitrov win? Yes, please make sure you put in the comments as we wait for this match to start. What do you believe the score will be? I must admit, I'm kind of siding off. We're going to be a bit boring, unfortunately. I'm going to say I believe it's going to be a Djokovic straight sets win. But I'm very much curious to see what everyone else thinks is going to be the winner here. As we can see from a bit of the TNS graphic, which is just to my, well, just over here, Djokovic leads a head-to-head with Grigor Dimitrov 10-1, which is a pretty healthy lead. It's a pretty dominant lead. I mean, you could very much, if we wanted to go into acronyms of tennis Twitter and whatnot, we could say he's very much a bit of a pigeon of Djokovic, and that was not something that we that we thought we'd say about somebody who was as good as Grigor in the past. Has been touted, the former world number 3, had the nickname Baby Fred for a while, but has sort of petered out as the younger generations are sort of come and overtaking him, and he was being frustrated by his inability to really tackle the top 3, the big 3, big 4 of the game with those, which is there just pointing out the fact that the last time they met, of course, was in the Australian Open, where it was a straight set 6-3 for Djokovic, and then the last time they met on clay, funny enough, though, was in 2013 at Roland Garros, straight set 6-3 for Djokovic. But that is a bit of a surprise, to be honest. I've just seen pop up there. The fact that their last clay court meeting was coming up to 10 years ago. 10 years ago was the last time these players met on the clay. All the other times they have met on the hard, or they have met on the grass. That's in between times. So that's an interesting stat to sort of start off there. Suru, you say, are you wearing a G2 jersey? I'm not wearing a G2 jersey. Unfortunately, I'm wearing some sort of like Red Bull-esque jersey that I bought years ago, which is just very, very comfy to wear to sort of have on during this. During these it's now getting hotter here in the UK. Funny enough, I've got the sunshine out. It's been raining constantly, it feels like, for the past month and a bit. And funny enough, speaking of rain, that's what's affected Rome massively, as we saw yesterday, where there were little bits of tennis were able to take place. Some players were able to understand the fact that it was going to take a while for the rain to go, and then ended up it took a while to know that the rain was gonna. Took a while, is the wrong word. They understood that the rain was coming quickly, and as such, they completed their matches very quickly, such as Alcaraz. Or you can have a situation like we had with Dan Evans, losing out to Roberto Baez Cabela, that he took 3 hours and 45 minutes and clocked in the longest match of this season, which is interesting. But as we go into the points here, as we start to get the points going, so Djokovic is on serve. Just that. So Djokovic is on serve at the moment. I say on the moment, he's starting off on serve. Just missed the first serve out wide as he goes into a double fault. That's a way to start, Novak. Start with a double fault. First serve goes out wide. Second serve tries to go down the tee, but hits the net instead. So there's 15 love 15 at the moment for Dimitrov and Djokovic's serve. Let's see how the rest of this sort of goes. So Djokovic going down the tee. Just slightly wide. Ooh, that was a bit close, actually. It looked as though it caressed the line a lot there, but must have just petered out. So Djokovic going for a serve, goes down the wide. Forehand down the line and long by Djokovic. Bit of a rusty start here by Novak. Dimitrov just went cross court with a forehand. Djokovic acres the space to be able to hit the back end into and hits it long. So make sure, as I can see, a lot of you are commenting on the chat, which is excellent. I'm going to talk about them just as we get to a break, but that's really good to see. Djokovic down the tee. Dimitrov is able to get a good backhand return onto it. Djokovic is a bit of mishits here. But Djokovic is pushing Dimitrov right to the back of the court. Dimi is doing his absolute best to keeping this point as best as possible, as Djokovic is the conductor. Djokovic is unable to really make much headway. Dimitrov up the line with a backhand, and Djokovic cannot reach it. Dimitrov has 3 break points just at the start in the first service game for Djokovic. Seems like it was a good move for Dimitrov to actually receive first, as it looked like it was on the ball toss, or on the coin toss here. Remember, make sure you smash the like button. I want to get to 21. I want to get to 100 if it's all possible. And we can get as many people watching the stream as possible for this sort of good match, what should be a really entertaining and interesting match. So Djokovic is just getting himself set up, goes cross court. Jimmy able to get a good return on that, and Djokovic hits it long beyond the tram lines. We have an early break. Yes, a early break for Grigor Dimitrov in this match. Course, it's time to whack out with the Dimitrov button. Yeah, Grigor Dimitrov has kicked off there. And Ghost, you're saying David Fred was a terrible burden to put Grigor. The press is complicit in undermining young stars. Kapati, Emran, Hingis. They're trying to do the same with Runa. Oh, okay, interesting take there. I think everyone likes a name, like some sort of caption to be able to go with the player. So it's interesting that has caused that you suspect it's caused a bit of his demise, with his inability to get far. So just going to a second serve now here for Dimitrov as he gets himself ready and into position. So down the tee, good return, really deep return position here by Djokovic, and Dimitrov was unable to get control on that forehand. The ball really skidded right up into the air from a Djokovic return, possibly a bad bounce, possibly done with extra spin to try and get that elevation, and as such, Dimitrov ends up hitting it long and wide. So Dimitrov just getting himself ready. He is 1-0 up here. Goes down the tee. Djokovic is able to get some sort of return onto it. We've got a bit of a backhand exchange taking place. Of course, Dimitrov with that beautiful one-handed backhand. Bit of a forehand exchange. Dimitrov just putting a bit of slice onto it, trying to slow the ball down. Djokovic is trying to wind up the pace. Pushing Djokovic back. Djokovic, though, is having none of it. Another slice again. Djokovic comes forward. Dimitrov cross court and hits the net. Unfortunately, Djokovic's pressure continued to show in that point. Continued to show in a real long sort of way. In a long, in terms of continuing with that momentum in the point of keeping in it, keeping a good space on where he is in terms of on the baseline, and it paid off. It paid off in those regards. So Dimitrov getting himself noted up to the serve. He's now 30 love down. He kind of needs to make, to keep this break, he needs to keep on it. Just goes wide. He tries to go for a wide serve there on the juice court, but unfortunately hits it long. Goes down the tee. Djokovic just able to reach it. Dimitrov goes for a cross court forehand. Brilliant. Takes Djokovic out the match, but Djokovic is still in it. Somehow manages to get a lob back, neutralize the point really well. Oh, and Dimitrov just ends up hitting the net. Unfortunately, Djokovic, he's the king of getting that one back, getting that extra ball back. It paid dividends. He was able to push Grigor back behind the baseline, or at least able to push Grigor back with a neutralizing lob that landed deep. And as such, Djokovic now has 3 break back points. Who would have thought this? We may get a straight break back, which would be an interesting start. Maybe it was just one game worth of blues for good old Novak. So Novak getting himself ready. Grigor goes cross court again. Novak, though, on his return. So Grigor goes out wide with the serve on the advantage side and ends up managing to get an unforced error out of Novak, who could only hit it long beyond the tram lines. It's not a bad start. Seems as though Grigor's getting a little bit more of a handle on his serve, which is good to see. Djokovic in that lovely orange top that he usually has for the for the clay court swing, really quite fitting to try and match the clay surface. Grigor down the line, just hits it really long, down the line and hits it very long. Just getting himself geared up there. So it goes down the tee again. Djokovic, good return, but it just clambers across the net. It just clambers across the net cord. The buzzer goes off. And we have a let. So we have a second serve again. As Carlos Bernardes looks very pleased with himself. So Grigor going down the tee. Djokovic hits it with a good bit of gusto, really adding some spin onto it here. Both players really far back by Grigor. And Grigor hits it long. So after breaking early, Djokovic has broken back. I think we'll hit with of course, the Joker himself, his button here.
DJ Joker, DJ Joker, no le, no le, no le, no le, Joker, no le, no le, no le, no le, the Joker.
And just as I play that button, it's quite a long button. Dimitrov, it's a brilliant forehand cross court to go love 15 up on Djokovic's serve. Seems like both players can't really. Both players are struggling on their serves at this stage. I know it's early to say, but you never know. It could continue. So what's going to happen here? I think Dimitrov will be disappointed there to give away his serve. It's good to see so many more people joining the chat, which is excellent. But remember, make sure you hit the like button for this video. That'd be excellent. Djokovic goes down the tee. Good return there by Dimitrov. And Djokovic hits it long. He ends up hitting a backhand long way above the thing. As we get a shot of Jamie Delgado. Jamie Delgado, who, in recent times has worked with Denis Shapovalov and Andy Murray, quite famously with Andy Murray for a long period of time, doing his best to try and get Dimitrov to that next level if it's all possible. So Djokovic goes down the tee, ends up hitting into the net, kind of stumbles over a bit there. This is the thing as well. Djokovic hasn't had the best preparation coming into Rome. We probably will see a few issues here or there. Djokovic down across the court. Good return by Dimitrov. Backhand returns taking place here. Backhand again, brilliant. I love Dimitrov's backhand. A one-handed backhand, it looks brilliant. Technically, it can be horrible, but it looks absolutely gorgeous. Backhand there. Oh, just clips the net. So backhand by Dimitrov just clips the net, takes off all the pace, and it dribbles over to the other side. Dimitrov is back with 3 break points. Are we going to have 3 breaks of serve in the first 3 games? Who knows? Possibly, we're on the lines for it, possibly. As he opens up his racket frame in apology. So Dimitrov getting himself ready, standing a decent way back behind the court, ready for the return of serve. Again, a little bit further as Djokovic aborts a serve there. So Djokovic just aborts a serve as I think Dimitrov tries to get another break here. So cross court, Dimitrov, good return, but Djokovic, it was a good return, but it was a short return, and as such, Djokovic was able to walk into the court and swat it away to get his first points in this service game. Comments. I guess if everyone needs to we'll go on to that. That'd be interesting. So Djokovic getting himself ready, getting himself prepared. So second break point to face. Djokovic goes down the tee. First ace of the match. It kissed the line berth perfectly. And now 2 out of the 3 break points have been taken away from Grigor. He now has 1 more break point to try and break the Serbian serve. Let's see if he can do that. He's just getting himself ready and into position. So Grigor ready in his position down at the back end of the court. So Djokovic goes down the tee. Grigor's able to get something onto it, but only hits it long. So 3 break points. 3 break points gone. That's a shame for Grigor there. Ghost just saying, I think there's a double standards in tennis press fandom. Are in mental health. We're very sympathetic to Anasimova and Naomi, but less so to Kyrgios. My guess is Irina needs to take a break from an unfair or overbearing criticism. Sees as a teenager might do, he will be. I'm just performating. The coffee is kicking in. Of course, it's quite early for you at the moment, Ghost. Interesting take. Interesting take there from the press. So Djokovic is able on that point there just to be able to swat it with his backhand down the line and to get to advantage. So he's doing fairly well here, which is pretty good to see if you are a Djokovic fan. Gets himself ready. So Djokovic in a good position here, just to be able to hold serve. Cross court, Djokovic, well, he goes out wide, and Dimitrov, he goes out wide. It's a high ball. Grigor with the single-handed backhand, unable to get any real control on the ball, and that's a major fault of a single-handed backhand. Is that if you go out to the opponent's backhand and you have a high ball, especially on a clay court, your opponents are so flailing up there to try and grab it. Like I'm saying, if I have a single-handed backhand, they're so trailing to try and grab it that you're gonna that they're unable to have much control. Whereas with a double-handed backhand, for example, or for a double-handed backhand, for example, you're able to really have some control to be able to bring it back. And there is a technicality element from me today. And of course, on the clay courts, that's what most players try to exploit is the single-handed backhand's inability, the single-handed backhand and the inability to be able to have much control when you're up there. Sean says we get a little bit, everyone seems to get annoyed with the press at some point, and I think somehow you have to tune it out. And it's not easy when you're so young. Agree with you on that one. It's the press is everywhere. Certainly in this sort of social media age. There was an interview I remember that Tim Henman did where he wasn't during at the start of for the first year or two when he was seen as a real challenger at Wimbledon. He would read the local papers, and that would really start to skew his thought processes and whatnot. And afterwards, after some pretty horrible headlines and whatnot, he decided to completely ignore the press ignore reading the papers during the weeks of Wimbledon, and it actually improved his mental health to a degree. But it's very hard to be able to do. When you're in the age of social media and everything sort of pops up as notifications on these players' phones. Bit there. So Grigor now trying to provide some sort of hold of serve in this match. He wasn't able to get the first serve over. Goes along the line. So we've got a backhand exchange taking place, and just Djokovic is able to really add some sort of pace or some sort of spin to the ball, which is really playing against Grigor here. Unable to have much control over that ball, and as such, it ends up going around. I'm trying to see if I can find something that's gone missing. Sure, pop up at a point. Sure. So Grigor tries to go down the tee, unable to get it above the net. Really struggling with his first serve percentages here. This is not a good start for Grigor. Cross court, backhand by Djokovic, forehand by Grigor. Good change of direction there from Novak. Really taking control of this rally. Just hits the line. Novak cross court. Grigor is struggling here and tries to hit a slice backhand up the line and just goes long beyond the baseline. So he goes to the chat, really getting into emotions. I mean, to be honest, Ghost, with what you were saying about, you brought up the likes of Osaka and whatnot. My experience reading the press, there haven't been that real. There's not. I don't think there's not really that much sympathy because it's unfortunately seen. They unfortunately see any acts of, it's how we view a tennis player. Those tennis players that are able to control their emotions or control in terms of being able to capitalize them in themselves, not to be able to really show them, we kind of see as has been portrayed for a number of years as that sort of strong player. So somebody who who's able to meet both sadness, happiness, anger, frustration, all those angers in the same way. Like similar to like the Wimbledon quote at the top of the stairs about can you meet both joy and disaster? Can you meet both victory and failure in equal measures and treat those enemies as imposters, treat them as imposters, that sort of thing, in a similar manner? Then you'll be able to win. You'll be able to be a champion. The likes of Osaka and whatnot have come out publicly about their emotions in terms of their effects on their mental health and whatnot, and being shot down regardless by members of the press. Whereas I think with some maybe more sympathetic areas of the press, some maybe even seen as left-leaning members of the press have been able to sort of see not use those old character traits, but actually use more sympathetic traits to the fact that the mental health is a serious issue to give them that sympathy. Now, you in some cases you make about Runa and Kyrgios, they're players that do show their heart on their sleeves, but what they also do is that they do show a lot of aggression on court, and that can be seen as quite frightening to some to people, and that has to be sort of met with sort of an equal seen as measure. As Djokovic here gets another break. I know I've not been as fluent or coherent in that statement because I'm just trying to respond off the hoof. But I think but my summary is that both members of the press, or both types of the press, has he not? Oh no, actually he did. Yeah, 3-1 Djokovic. Let's see what happens there. The right way to be angry is a political position designed to align with the requirements of the council. The actual mental health individual. Got used to smash off the lot, and they were come off court too. Yeah, Sean, that can be the case. Is that when you're in the arena of sport, when I think we all know it, I'm a very passive person in real life. When they get me on a tennis court, get me on a football pitch, get me on anything where the competitive instincts kick out, then of course I'm gonna be uber competitive and not act the way that I would usually act. Quite frightening to who, James? Some suburban middle class grandma in the 50th row. It's I know you don't necessarily see it from some people's angles, but it can be seen to a lot of people as quite a frightening move, and we don't want to be in an age of people frightening each other. At least that's my thought process. I know that'll probably turn people off now. And there was, I think, some ideas of some players that have melted rackets around posts over single shots. I mean, we've seen the Zero of how you can lose it a lot on court over the smallest decision. So De Grigor is 15 over, but Djokovic is able to control bits there. He's now 15-15. 15-15. I think Delgado needs to change his hat. It's a bit of a fun one now, that sort of red sort of bucket hat that he's got on at the moment. As we have the shot to, seems like soft class warfare. Okay, so we continue with the match here. So 15-15, Djokovic is unable to get the ball over on his first serve. So we're just moving on to downward cross court. Got a bit of a forehand to forehand exchange. Bit of height added by Djokovic. Grigor is trying his best to really control the point. Really good backhand down the line by Djokovic. Really takes control of the point. No, Grigor is left lane and Djokovic comes into the court. Cross court forehand, puts it away. 30-15. 30-15. And we can start to see the Serbian fans in the stands. Waving a flag, and I think as well, just to go back, Ghost. I know you seem to think it's only really tepid people or gentle people that get in sort of scared. I think one of the other things you need to remember is that we want to get an age of remember these people are role models. People, they are role models, and they have to, and what they do and the actions they portray on court will get copied on the courts up and down the country. We've all known examples, people of my age, for example, when we saw Rafa rocking up with the sort of like shirt, not the shirtless sleeves and the bandana and everything and whatnot when he first started. A lot of people tried to copy that look and try to dress in that sort of way. People will then see the way, and we'll do the grunt and we'll do the little removers that Rafa does, the thing around the ears and all that, bit that he does as his sort of ritual. People will also copy racket smashes and they'll copy sort of behaviour tropes and the classic thing, people saying, the John McEnroe quote, cannot be serious, and saying that in the middle of a match. If we don't want to normalise situations where people think they can be overly aggressive on court because they see their role models who they're watching sort of week in, week out, acting in that manner, because it'll just lead down to a road where this becomes a very inaccessible sport for a lot of people. And saying, okay, boys, please explain why Brits are so frightened of a Red Bull cap. What deep emotional terrorism doesn't it do to people? I don't get it. I don't think people are frightened of a Red Bull cap, Ghost. Role models, though, I'm more worried about your entire political establishment elevating Goldman Sachs wonder kid wishes Sunak out an election. How about those role models? Well, Ghost, that's a story for another time. That's probably for Game for Politics, Game for Politics podcast, which I don't think exists yet. But I've got my own problems with the Prime Minister, but that's another matter, or at least the party that he's a representative of. Okay, so Djokovic, as we get back to the tennis. So sorry for those of you that joined in just for tennis, as it's turned into a bit of a weird diversion route to another part, to another sort of topic area. We have a situation where it is 4-1 now to Novak. He's really taking control here of the first set. He's managed to, after losing the first game, basically getting broken to love. He has held on very well and won the last 4 games in a row. He's obviously looking to get this game done as soon as possible. He's obviously got a dinner date in Rome somewhere to get to. As it's currently 3:30 there in the afternoon. Oh, so he's got an Aston Villa logo on the back on their thingy there. Backhand there, forehand by Dimi, really strong forehand, just close to the line. Watching the game. So we're onto a situation here where it's now 15-love to Dimitrov. Goes cross court. Djokovic, good backhand return. Grigor goes with the forehand out wide again, and this time hits it long. He's unable to find that depth in the shot that we need, or he needs. Must be getting a really high shot. Tell you what, it's very steep, this stadium. I mean, I'd love to see what it looks like straight at the top, but it looks incredibly steep if you're a fan watching this. So Grigor down the tee, ends up hitting the net and drifting long. Gets himself set up. Down the tee again. Djokovic backhand returns, but hits it long. Grigor at 30-15. Grigor at 30-15 here. Kicking the clay off his shoes. Maybe regretting wearing white shoes on a clay field today. So, Grigor, cross court, unable to get much impact on that one there. Ends up hitting the net. Sets himself up for a second serve. The sun looks beautiful that side of where I am and in Rome today. Oh, really high kick up on that serve on Dimitrov. Djokovic unable to get anything on it and hits it long. So Grigor 40-15 up, looking to actually hold his serve for the first time this match, at least be able to do a hold of serve. Cross court, Djokovic, good forehand return. Djokovic is able to get some good bits to this. Backhand lob over to Grigor. Oh, Djokovic is just able to get to everything. He's probably going to win this point. No, he's not. Djokovic was unable to get it past Grigor as he was at the net. and Grigor bats it to the other side to get the hold the serve. As you get another shot right at the back of the court. Another shot right at the back of the court. Beautiful looking court here in Rome. Of course, as we know, Rome, not the last major tournament before Roland Garros kicks off a week on, 2 weeks today. 2 weeks today that Roland Garros kicks off. Of course, we've got next, for the rest of this week, and I say the rest of this week from Monday through till Sunday, we've got Rome. And then from Monday to Saturday, the week after, we've got both Geneva and Lyon as the two 250s to build up towards Roland Garros, the big clay court event at the end of the year. Djokovic, good amounts of good serving here, really standing inside the baseline, really controlling it here. And backhand, cross court. Grigor was just able to get something, but a good dink by Djokovic. God, they're both stretching as Dimitrov does the splits. To try and reach that ball. Unfortunately, he was unable to get anything underneath it, and it just dribbles into the net. Distance run to the points. Djokovic 33.5 meters, Dimitrov 46.8 meters. So clearly, Djokovic is making Dimitrov run more within these matches. I mean, if he's having to run half of a 100-meter thing to be able to get to points, Grigor's going to start to feel that in his legs pretty soon. Novak just getting himself into the serve position, goes across the court. Unfortunately, it clips the net on the way there. Just getting himself ready in the golden sun. Down the line there from Djokovic, Dimitrov, unable to get anything much on that. And as such, it is 30-love to Djokovic. He is looking to wire through his service game here. Looking really strong, Novak, today. I don't know if any of you were watching the Thomas Martin Echeverry match that Djokovic played a couple of days ago. He didn't look good in that, Djokovic. He was a lot of rusty, but all that rustiness seems to have gone away. He is putting Dimitrov to the sword. Ghost, you're saying, I've always been interested in Lyon. Is it a faster clay than RG or Rome? It's a good question, actually. I mean, it's at the foothold of the Alps, so I would kind of say it should be a similar sort of speed. But it's a tournament I've always enjoyed watching, only because Cam Norrie won it. Of course, big Cam Norrie fan over here. But it's not only because he's the defending champion at the tournament, but because the location looks awesome. It's in this sort of like old outside velodrome that is built in. It looks absolutely lovely as a venue. I know there was something popping up on Twitter mentioning about the Pirapriati court, which is the third court in Rome, and that looking absolutely splendid. If you could, and that's a really good discussion topic, if you're whilst we're watching Djokovic get to a 5-2 lead. I mean, he's absolutely, baking it in at the moment. Please put down below if there's a court that you think is beautiful in terms of its location. Maybe look at the outside aesthetics, the way the court is designed. Please do put it in there. It'd be great to have a discussion about which courts we believe are the most beautiful courts on the main tour. Both look at the ATP and the WTA. Please do put that in the comment below. And whilst Djokovic is in the lead, we're going to play a little bit of the Djokovic button, just as a little bit of a treat because of it. Now, so I can just make sure I find the Djokovic button. Yeah, so just to give you, as we've got some court names that are coming from the ground, we've got just an interesting ones. I've just noted, and I know I should have learned it sooner. Taylor Fritz out in the second round, 6-4, 6-1 to Yannick Haffman. That's a big victory there. Of course, Medvedev's just beaten Russell 6-4, 6-2. Other big results: Laszlo Djere beating Christian Garin 6-3, 6-3, 2-1. Okay, clearly Garin's got an injury issue, and Runa has just beaten Fognini. Any other big ones in the women's circuit? Currently, Coco Gauff has taken the first set 6-4 against Boskova. That's pretty good. That's good to see you're a Coco fan. and Badosa is a breakdown against Marfa Kostniuk at the moment. Some nice scores there. Grigor goes down the tee, 15 love up. Excellent. He's going for it. Really going for it here. Looking to at least ask the question as much as you can. Really ask the question against Novak Djokovic. Grigor tries to go cross court, hits the net. So Grigor goes cross court, tries to go cross court again, or at least like some sort of body serve, hits the net, and as such has a second serve again. As we let cross court, and it's long, it's wide, so we're at 15-15. Of course, I think Djokovic would like to get the first set in the bag here. Certainly want to get the first set in the bag. And interestingly, you do bring up Monte Carlo. That is and I will talk about that in a bit. Ghost says I have some agreement with you on that one for the first time today. Grigor goes for a serve down the tee. Was able to get the ace there, which is excellent from his regard. Again, make sure you comment below what tournaments around the world, ATP Tour, ATP, WTA, you think are the most beautiful in terms of their scenery. Across the court, so Djokovic able to get a good lob on that one there. Really is able to neutralise the point. We've got the backhand. Oh, Grigor goes for the drop shot backhand, single-handed drop shot, and it goes long beyond the baseline. 30-30. Djokovic 2 points away here from taking the first set. This is a very quick set. I think it's going to be going to get it done in under 40 minutes. Ems is saying it should be an easy win for Novak. It is looking like that, Ems. It is certainly looking like that at the moment. Okay, Novak, good. Would serve it there. Backhand, strong backhand down the line by Novak. Really getting to Djokovic's ball. Djokovic comes to Novak. Grigor came forward. Djokovic hits it over the net, keeps the ball low under the net with the direction of the ball, and Dimitrov is unable to get it over. So Djokovic has a set point. Djokovic has a set point. So, gosh, you're really going for it today. You're really going for it today. Okay, so is there not a point here? So here we go. Djokovic set point here. Grigor, brilliant serve down the tee. Djokovic is unable to get anything from that, and we are back to juice. This set is not ending the way I expected. I agree there. So, Grigor across the court. Djokovic, good return. Backhand down the line by Djokovic, and along from the tram lines from Grigor. Grigor is shouting at his team at the moment. He is not happy. It's almost like that. It's almost like the tentacle grips of Djokovic. I know we say it for Medvedev, but the tentacle grips of Djokovic. As I noticed, the postman walking to my house. Interesting. It's a Sunday. What's it got a postman? Oh, it must be some sort of delivery driver. So cross court, Djokovic, good return, deep return. Djokovic is able to read where Grigor is placing this ball. Grigor got a bit of a backhand to backhand exchange. And Djokovic goes down the line with the backhand return and hits it long. His coach is not looking pleased at that one. Certainly not looking good on that one. We will be getting on to best tournaments. I hope we've got one popping up a lot at the moment. Give me some other ones, please, in terms of that stadiums and the backdrops. Djokovic, good, strong return. Grigor, backhand. Just hits on the line. Backhand down the line, strong one from Novak. Forehand went down the other side of the court. Dimitrov only able to do a defensive backhand slice and hits the net. Novak, another set point. He's determined to do it here. Nole is certain to do it here. Nole is looking excellent today. Really starting to see another good a good level being shown here by Novak. Novak, good return. Oh, short return, but he's in it. Oh, and he hits it long. He tries to go cross court. Really acute angle on the cross court backhand return there, but it goes long beyond the baseline. You can see the disappointment playing on his face. We've got another one in terms of Indian Wells of excellence. We've got a couple that we're able to discuss. Possibly got one more that I may want to add, or a couple more. You never know. As you can see, he's got the great smile on Novak DJ's face there. 5-minute game. 5-minute game. So, Dimitrov goes down the tee. No luck. Absolutely no luck. So, as we go, up in the air. No, really deep return. And hits it wide. Is he hitting wide? Yeah, he does hit it wide. I didn't see the hand of the umpire. He does hit it wide. Djokovic with breakpoint number 4. Set 4. This is his 4th set point. Can he finally convert? As members of his team are basically telling him how to hit a backhand slice. So let's see what happens here. So Nole is getting himself into position. Cross court. Nole able to get some sort of ball, some sort of racket onto the ball that hits it long. Really strong serves by Dimitrov here on the first. He needs them. He certainly needs them to be able to work fairly well here. We'll bring it back to the point here. So going on from here, down the line, Novak's able to get some sort of ball onto it. But again, similar to the last point, he's able to get something onto it, but it only is enough to hit it long beyond the baseline. Dimitrov really hitting some strong serves. So Dimitrov now has game point. And if Dimitrov is able to keep here, play the Dimi button, because it's been a mammoth hold of serves and really good shots being brought into it here. Can he do it here? Can he try and hold on to get a sign into his writing on his shoe? Cross court, just wide. The chair umpire points to where it's gone. So batting on the ball. Dimitrov up in the air, goes cross court. Djokovic, strong backhand return. Forehand from Djokovic, really pushing Dimitrov out everywhere. And Dimitrov hits it long, and we're back to juice. We've got the never-ending game. We've got the never-ending game taking place here. This is really making everyone laugh in the chat, which is excellent. It was excellent to see people talking in the chat. At least discussions and jokes being sort of placed in there. With good humour, hopefully. Cross court from Dimitrov. Absolutely perfectly placed on the line. Has the back to the advantage. Really going strong here. So Dimitrov getting himself fired up. Wants to get this service game over and done with. Is he going to get it done? Down the line. Strong return by Djokovic. Backhand by Novak. Forehand by Dimitrov. Backhand exchange. Really pushing Dimitrov long beyond the baseline. Fires it up the line. Good strong return there by Djokovic. Drop shot by Djokovic. Grigor's able to just about get to it. Djokovic hits it past him with the backhand cross court passing shot. Back to G's. Like we said, it's the never-ending game. It is the never-ending game. As Ghost points out, the set he has taken the first set from Arnaldi. I like that Arnaldi kid a lot. He's a hustler. He certainly is, and he's had some good results. He beat Runa. Rude. He beat Rude in Madrid, and he's got some good results already here on the beating Diego Schwartzman, remember, in the first round. So he's really going quite well. Strong return there by Novak. Oh, Novak just get the ball caught in his feet, just bounces awkwardly off the line, and he's unable to hit it with any sort of really direction or poignancy. That's even the word, poignancy. So Grigor looking at the balls he can choose. As it is going, looks like it's going to be going down to a tiebreaker between the Hechka and Marazona, which is interesting, on one of the outside courts. Cross court attempt by Grigor, hits the net, onto his second serve. cross court looking onto a second serve. Down the line, big strong hit by Djokovic. Hits it long though. On the return ball ends up whacking Grigor on the body. And as such, we are at 5-3. And like I said, because of that mammoth hold, we give Grigor his button. Yep, we're giving Dimitrov his button here as now have Novak now serving for the set. We have Novak serving for the set. Cross court, Grigor, strong forehand return. Backhand exchanges taking place between both men. Backhand down the line by Novak. We've got a bit of, like I said, a really strong forehand to forehand exchange. Backhand there by Novak. Dimitrov, though, just takes the pace off the ball. The ball de-accelerates. Novak is really having a go at his coaching team at the moment. I don't really know why, given the fact he's playing fairly well. Grigor just played really well in that last match in terms of on his serve at points. It just happens. He's got to be prepared for it. Sonolo getting himself into position. Goes down the tee. Good strong return there by Grigor. Backhand by Grigor. Forehand by Novak. Really has to try and lift the ball up. Really actually pushed back here, Novak. And whoa, ends up trying to put so much topspin on that ball that it ends up flailing wide, long. It flails really long there. So he's getting himself into position. Yeah, really ends up hitting the ball way too long there. So getting himself, as we can see, the frustration on Djokovic's face. He wants his first set wrapped up. Down the line, strong serve there by Djokovic. Hits the line perfectly. Grigor could do nothing about it. And as such, he's now 30-15 up. 2 points away from taking the first set. As we see some first serve statistics popping up, 83% of first serves have been won by Novak, or at least 31% of first serves in, which is a good number to be at. It means he's finding the mark on a lot of occasions. You know, if he wants to go for the Roland Garros number 3, he's going to have to make sure those numbers are in the high 70s, low 80s to really stand a chance, especially against the likes of Carlos Alcaraz. 40-15, set point, 2 set points here on Novak's serve to make it 6-3 in the first set to take us into the second, which of course is the natural course of direction. So, Novak down the line, as cool as you like, and takes the first set, and we will give him a button as he's taken the first set. There we are, first set, as we're getting some scores on the ground. 4-4 now between Badosa and Kostniuk. I'm just basically getting some other ones popping up. So, courts that people said. So we had Roland Garros being mentioned, not Roland Garros. We had Monte Carlo being mentioned by Ghost. Completely agree. The Mediterranean Sea hitting onto the side of the south of France mountains. It's an excellent backdrop. I've been there last year, and I can account for its beauty. It's brilliant that we have events that take place in places like that on the tour, which is just really excellent to see. And I also saw Indian Wells, which of course have the excellent mountains in the backdrop there as well. So I very much would agree on that one. I would probably say, because we're talking about the Pirelli court, definitely Monte Carlo would be my favourite, just because maybe I've been there. But also want to stick in there, would possibly be the court in Gstaad, even though it's a tournament that takes place on these sort of like July clay, which nobody really, only really the heightened tennis enthusiasts will pay attention to. is still an excellent, with the mountains, with the Alps in the backdrop, and the lush green hills. It's a brilliant backdrop for a tournament, and you can understand why a lot of top players like to go there year in, year out, to experience the marvels of the Gstaad tournament. And yeah, so we'll go along from there. So both players are just getting themselves ready and prepared. I believe, no, they're both on court. Just getting a good shot of the almost like the drone camera. In terms of tournament aesthetics, Wuhan was ugly. I'll tell you what, I've not watched Wuhan in a while or at all really. So it's going to be interesting to see, because we're going to of course have the Chinese tournaments are going to be back on the tour. I'll tell you another one's got a brilliant backdrop that just came to my mind actually, thinking, because you mentioned Wuhan, is Palermo, the Palermo tournament. I don't know if any of you have watched that. Again, it's one of those sort of July clay court events which takes place on the WTA tour. It's brilliant. It's on, if anyone's seen Palermo, it's in the Sicily Isle. It's on that, that's that biggish island right at the tip of Italy. Beautiful Mediterranean Sea dotted all around the island. Beautiful mountains. There's always sunshine. And the way they built it, they really built sort of like the greenery and whatnot around the clay. It's an excellent tournament to have a look at, especially when they film it at just starting it just before sunset, and they run through sunset into the night time in that tournament. So there you go. Gstaad. How do you spell that? How do you spell Gstaad? I will write it in thingy. That is how you spell Gstaad. There you go. All got the spellings. It goes out on all our platforms. So, start of the second set. Let's see what happens here. Dimitrov will try and get himself back into it. And already Novak playing silly buggers almost, with high bouncing balls that Dimitrov was unable to have much control over. As Happy Mind says, Djokovic Express non-stop. It is a bit of a sort of Djokovic Express at the moment. Really getting to every ball that Dimitrov is getting to, really reading his serves well. As Dimitrov, though, hits an excellent inside-in forehand. Makes it 15 all. As one of my neighbours has gone outside. Sort of heard the door slap. 15 all. Of course, Novak will want to get an early start serve here. Cross court. There we go. Ghost has looked up Gstaad. It is, isn't it? It is a beautiful place in July, and also apparently in the winter as well, because it's a major ski destination. So if you're looking at it from a destination management standpoint, to be able to have two strong reasons and two different parts of the year to be able to come to your destination, it really leads in well with making a sustainable place that will be very very profitable to the people living in there, but also to bring in different things from that as well. Just slightly long there, being pointed out by Mohamed Liani. So Dimitrov is now 30-15 up. Really strong beard growth there by Novak. You can tell with the sort of goatee that's growing at the front. Seems to be getting thicker every year. So, yeah, they're ready there for Dimitrov. The other two. Novak really doing his best to keep on his points. Really good, strong lob there. Just though, strong smash by Dimitrov though to see it out the court. 40-15 up. It seems as though Dimitrov has found his ability to be able to hold his serve now, which if you're a Dimitrov fan is a good thing to see. As he tries to stem or to stop sort of Djokovic run away from this match. Longingly into the camera lens. Down the tee there by Dimitrov, and he takes it to 1-love. Get some claps from his box there from Jeremy Delgado. Get himself sort of sat down there. So yeah, make sure you hit a smash on this button as we are coming up to the hour mark of this stream being live, which is excellent. And we've got 51 minutes on the play clock. As we see, Djokovic drinking the water drop bottle seems to be quite a popular water bottle brand with a lot of the players at the moment, which is good to see that sustainable water bottles are being used more and more on tour. Now, how many times have we heard much about sustainability and never seen massive amounts of plastic, single-use plastic bottle bottles being used by players? As you can see, I'm trying my best by drinking out of a glass myself. Just try and keep my mouth moving. Djokovic hits it out wide with his first serve. So Djokovic down the tee, up the line there by Grigor, and hits it long. Starting to see a few more mistakes that are starting to pop through now, which is interesting. A few more mistakes are popping through the Djokovic game. A few more balls that are being hit long, and a few more ones that have been hit wide. You see the advert, of course, for the Nito ATP Finals, which takes place in Toronto on the 12th of November. Starts 12th of November. Of course, Djokovic will be thinking he'll be there automatically. And we've got, funny enough, 2 winners of the Nito ATP Finals. I say not Nito, but of the ATP Finals. In the on this match here, of course, Grigor won this tournament back in 2017. It's the biggest tournament to date. Beating Dominic, not Dominic Thiem. It was David Goffin in the final. We've got the backhand exchange taking place here. Forehand by Novak, forehand by Grigor. Novak really pushing it wide, and Grigor tries to go up the tram line and hits it wide. He just doesn't get enough on it. Doesn't get a good amount of a good breadth on that ball. Just making sure that we've got some good scores around the ground. How many thousands does Dimitrov have? That's a very good question. Ghost, I'm just going to get that up now. Activity. Go titles and finals. So Grigor has to his name 1 Masters 1000 title. He won the ATP Masters 1000 in Cincinnati in 2017. And then the Nito ATP Finals in the same year. 2017 was a good year for Grigor, as he was able to pick up the 250 title in Sofia and Brisbane in that year as well, all on the mixture of indoor and outdoor hard courts. And then other titles that he has that are on this list. In 2013 was his first ever title. He won the indoor hard court title in Stockholm. And of course, as Ghost, you've just pointed out there in the chat, he has the ATP 500 titles in Acapulco and Queen's Club to his name, which he both won in 2014, along with a clay title at 250 in Bucharest. So he's certainly good at. He's certainly what we would call an all-court surface winner, holding titles in both clay, hard, and grass. And interestingly, on the hard courts, he's got both indoor and outdoor titles to his name, and has appeared once at the Labour Cup. That was in 2017, where he won the title there for Team Europe. And of course, the Queen's Club, as we got mentioned of that, is the next ATP 500 that will be coming up on the tour. As we're now getting somebody trying to advertise their own channel in this one here. Let's moving on here. 40-30 up. 40-30 up, Djokovic is, as we've gone into a bit of a down history lane. But like I was saying, so Queen's Club is the next tournament that's going to be coming up on the ATP 500 circuit, along with Halle. And of course, Queen's Club being an absolutely brilliant tournament. And I don't just say that as somebody who's British and who has the tournament in the UK, but just because of the majesty of the event, the trophy, the crowds, it's excellent. It's a really excellent event. It's sold out pretty quickly as well. At the moment, it's going to be very hard to be able to get tickets for the event in any sort of like normal channel without paying up over the odds. As you probably know, I am going to be going to Queen's this year. I'm going to be going to the semi-final day, and I'm really looking forward to it. I know Alcaraz has been confirmed to be going to the event, along with Taylor Fritz, Francis Tiafoe, Matteo Berrettini, and of course all the British players of Murray, Draper, Cam, Dan, and then hopefully a few others as well will be playing at the Queen's Club this year. It's going to be a brilliant, it's usually a good time of the year, the British class court season. Rome has had some sparse crowds. Is that normal? Sean, good point that you bring up here as we're in the middle of a juice game here between Djokovic and Pingy. So as everyone's been seeing on the main court, so you've got the centre court, which is the one that Djokovic is playing on at the moment, and then you also got the grandstand court. They are two ticketed courts, so you need to have a Pacific ticket to be able to enter that court and have a Pacific seat to sit in. There is, but then if you want to get on the Periati court or court 12 or court 1 or court 2, all those courts there, that is all collated as part of the ground pass. So now you've had a situation, I think, as people are noticing, where there's actually been quite a huge price disparity between centre and grandstand and the general grounds pass ticket. So for today, for example, the centre court, on the centre court in like the top ring area, standard ticket would cost around about €123 per ticket, and then for the grandstand court, it was going to cost around about 100. That's quite a big amount, especially at this stage of a Masters 1000 tournament. You'd kind of expect it to be a little bit less, but then it couples by the fact that the ground pass only costs €25. That sort of price disparity has caused a lot of people to go, do you know what? I want to go to the tournament. I don't want to pay that much. And the Periati court, the court 12, a few of the other courts have some really great atmosphere on it. And as such, people are choosing to buy a day pass at a much cheaper rate to be able to go and pack Periati, I think, as everyone's seen on the pictures over the last few days. Whereas grandstand and centre court have been very sparse in terms of people that are going to go on there. Now, of course, once all the matches, we get to the quarterfinal stages, and all the matches, the fourth round quarterfinal stages, and all the matches are on centre and grandstand, the numbers and the people should start to massively increase because there'll only be doubles matches on the outside. However, it's, I say only doubles matches. Doubles matches are great. Please do watch doubles matches. Doubles is a great thing to be able to watch and also to cheer along at home. It's extra tennis, and it's you can see some different styles of tennis. It's excellent. Like I said, it is, once all the singles matches start going on to the main show courts, the numbers and the people in the stands should start to increase. Ghost, you're saying why would the pub price the public out like that? It's a very good question. I think a lot of their issues are down to potentially still using a pricing model from when the tournament was only a 64-person draw on both the men and the women, where the outside courts from Periati downwards, you'd only really were using them for singles matches up until the Wednesday at the latest. So they were, and then from Thursday onwards, it was all the main matches were on centre and grandstand. So they have a very cheap ticket on the Monday through to Wednesday because they just want to get people in. It looks great on the pictures and whatnot for the smaller courts. They then use that same sort of pricing strategy, but realise that they're going to be having day tickets, having big singles matches up until probably we're going to have by the end of the play tomorrow. That you've got a situation where you've got such a cheap and brilliant ticket for the outside courts that people are only going to go for that, whereas they'll only get 5 or so, especially on centre, you have to buy both a day ticket and a night ticket to be able to watch all 5 matches on there. Otherwise, you've got 3 matches on the day, and then you've got things there. I tricked James into discussing a contemporary class issue in pro tennis. I'm so wicked. Give me a month and I'll turn him into a comrade. Jeez, really sort of going down the line there, guys. You asked a good question. I'm going to answer it. And I think there are situations where tennis does well in terms of providing value for money. And I like the idea of day passes. I like the idea of tennis fans being able to pay a very small amount and be able to see good players quite quickly or quite easily. Especially if you think about like first weeks of Grand Slams, or the first couple of rounds of a Grand Slam, you've got multiple singles matches and good matches taking place on unticketed courts in the first couple of rounds, and you really need to make most of that when you have that opportunity. Now, what I quite like is the Indian Wells model, the Indian Wells model is quite good in terms of they have 2 ticketed courts, but on the second ticketed court, which is court number 2, the ticketed area is only in the first tier, whereas the second tier is unticketed. So anyone with a day pass can be able to go and watch matches on the second court, but they'll only be able to fill the top. That helps to ensure that you have a lot of people at the top, and it creates a better atmosphere than just having it all ticketed and then a day pass, because what's going to happen is that you're going to have barely any people on those 2 courts. And the atmosphere isn't going to be great. Whereas on the first few days, you're going to have a lot of the really exciting matches are probably going to take place not on the centre court, but going to take place on court 2, court 3, court 4, moving forwards. So and I always like to look at it from the organiser sort of thing, but there we go there. If only good things is that you can move closer to the court if there's empty seats. Yes, that is a good thing. Sean, you're picking up a really good point there from having unseated, unreserved seating on courts, is that, if you want to, if there's a row 5 places in front of you, which is free, you can move there. Whereas if it's a ticketed seat, you can go there, but you risk being told to naff off in the next round of people going in and out of the actual area. And it's not a real risk that people want to play. And I remember, I've done a few unreserved seating at places and found some really great seats that be able to sit in and watch some great matches at an early stage of the tournament. If you go to some challenger events, they also have a lot of their centre court tickets as unseated, or say unreserved, so you can easily sit wherever you want to sit as long as you get there early enough. Djokovic has 2 break points here, as we now go back to the tennis. Apologies if it seems to be gone a bit of a rant. It's been a good sort of topic to be able to talk about. But certainly, if you're planning to do like a weekend away watching it, going to a tennis tournament, probably maybe worth going, so you could go as early as possible to get some good matches on the outside court, having a day pass for one day, and then having a really nice big court on the next, because then you get a really good mixture of both experiences. I know certainly from what I've seen this year, I'd certainly have Rome on my hit list to go to. Living in the UK, it's not that hard to be able to get to Rome. I say not that hard, money wise it is, but distance wise it's not. That looking at it, I certainly would be buying a day pass for a day earlier in the tournament, and then buying a sort of centre court ticket, whatnot, for the second part of it. As we now at 30-40, more comments flying through. Right, Manuel saying hi, James, or Games, whatever. That's all right, no worries. I've only been at Queens and Wimby. They're always sold out, and I'm stuck near the back. Yes, try, Sean, to go to a few of the smaller tournaments, or at least like 250s. You're able to get a lot closer to the players a lot more easily, and also buy tickets that are a little bit more reasonable, I would say. Of course, some backhand by Ringy, backhand down line by Djokovic. Playing really well. Bit of a loop there. And Grigor hits the net. So we are now at another break for the Nole. As we come back to the thing, we now have the Joker has his first break of the second set, and he's looking to wire his way to a straight sets win in his eye and to his fans' eyes. It is 2-1 up, and Sean says as well, it is almost better to go on the outside court sometimes. It certainly is, and yep, it's probably over. And then Ghost is bringing up a key thing there. It's probably over. You can't give Joker an inch. He's a master at taking advantage of opportunities. He he's got this sort of second. He's got this second set, I would say, in the palm of his hands. Of course, he could let it slip. I mean, it's happened before, quite rarely, but it's happened before. You see, Grigor's just getting himself into a good position there. And Sean saying Hemming Hill can be quite fun. It can certainly be fun. I've sat on the hill a fair few times. Put in the chat as well if you're going. You know, we know we're an international audience. If and then we know tickets for both Roland Garros and Wimbledon have gone out or have been made available for a while now. Please do put in the chat if you're going to any of these Grand Slams. It's I'll start things off myself. I am going to Wimbledon. I've got tickets for the second court on the first Friday. And I'm looking forward to watching some matches there in the daytime and then putting myself into the resale queue in the evening to try and get onto court 1 or centre court to sort of see the end of play there. But say, you know, if you're going anywhere, if you're going to any, like, you know, other tournaments, Queens, if you're going to Halle, if you're going to any of the clay ones here in Geneva, Lyon, do put in the chat if you're going to go anywhere. Ghost has said, I've been to Aussie. I really want to see the others before I die. It is a good bucket list to have. That is certainly something I want to do. I've got one out before knocked off. You've clearly got one out before knocked off. Ghost, by sounds like you're saying your coffee's kicking in. It sounds like you're in America. I think your next one maybe to be able to hit would be to try and get to the US Open. I don't know how hard it is to be able to get to the US Open, but certainly something you need to do. Djokovic, 15 love up at the moment. Backhand by Grigor, backhand by Nole. Get a good little roll here. Miranda is giving the love hearts for Nole. Grigor looks slightly concerned as he's looking at a ball mark. Carlos Bernardes. Carlos Bernardes is looking at the hands and all the good stuff there. We'll just have a quick look to see how we're doing around the ground. This is 30 love up to Nole. Around the ground, Massetti is a break up in the second. Looks like he's trying to get that one knocked off. And Marazona has beaten Marozan has beaten Lehechka. And in the other parts, Goff is a breakdown in the second. Looks like that's going to go to a third set. And Ghost, you're saying that US Open is pretty hard for me, but I have friends in Queens. So hell yes, I need to go. I can't believe I haven't gone already. Actually, please do, Ghost. It's a worthwhile event to sort of go to any of these tournaments. Just need to. I don't know what the thing is with international ticket sales for things like Queens. I know I bought my ticket through the LTA website with their sort of direct ticketing office. Maybe worth investigating for next year, for 2024, to see if you can get yourself to Queens or Wimbledon or whatnot. You know, Wimbledon you can enter the ballot. That's an international public ballot, so that's fine. Like I said, anyone, wherever you're based in the world, get yourself to, if you've not been already, get yourself to your nearest tournament. Live tennis is excellent. This is brilliant, and it's excellent that we've got so many of you in the chat right now that watching me live. But get yourself to a live tennis event if you can. As Nole holds his serve, he consolidates. We can actually get the consolidating but now. There we go. So consolidation there, 3-1. Ghost, you're asking a question. Are there any challenges in Scotland or Ireland? My understanding is that there isn't any challenges in Scotland or Ireland, unfortunately. Any challenges in the UK or on the British Isles? I've not seen on the Challenger Tour any challenges taking place in the Republic of Ireland or Northern Ireland. But there are, I think, a couple of futures events that do take place there throughout the year, so the lower ranked. If you want to go to a challenger event in the UK, if anyone is from the UK here, there are 3 main ones that are taking place this season. You've got the Surbiton Challenger, which I'm going to be going to. You've got the Nottingham Challenger, which I'm also going to go to. Yeah, I spent a lot of money, and I really now partly regret it with my bank account, but I'm going to enjoy them anyway. And then you have the Ilkley Challenger, which is in northern England. Nottingham, of course, takes place in sort of northern Midlands, England. I'm going to start a regional war there. And then Surbiton Challenger, which takes place in the suburb of London. So we've got some good things there. Vio is saying, Vamos Nole. Nole is tightening his grip. Vino, you are bringing it out right. So he is 30 love up at the moment. He's really looking to get this sorted. He had a double fault there from Dimitrov, his third one of the match. As Delgado is tightening his bucket hat around his head. Getting himself ready. Nole, good strong return. Grigor is really firing it up the line by Nole, really pushing people that way. God, the clay is getting really dry. You can just really see the smoke sort of, or dust sort of kick up afterwards. He's a good watering at some point. Ghost just saying, I would love to visit South America. The Rio final wasn't, with the injured Alcaraz and Camroy, was one of my faves of the year so far. Ghost, I have to agree. I really enjoyed that final. Alcaraz absolutely swinging from the hip, either brilliant winners or just missing wide, and Cam being able to get his first 500 title of his career, just now missing a Grand Slam, and he's got the set. But you know, the Rio tournament and the Buenos Aires tournament also look like excellent ones to go to, really do. As Dimitrov has brought it back to 30 all here on his serve, doesn't want to get broken again. He does not want to get broken again. Give Nole that advantage. Swinging from the hip. I like that. Going to steal from you. Okay, no worries. Ghost, you take it. You take it. As Grigor hits it wide. Somebody is doing their lawn outside my house. That's great with a lawnmower. So going down the team. Djokovic, good, strong, deep return with the backhand. Backhand cross court by Nole. Up the line by Nole. Back forehand by Grigor, really deep. Hits it, just on the line. Grigor really going at it. Nole is getting it back. Every fibre in his being. Oh, drop shot by Nole. Grigor reads it though. And hits it long. He gets to it and he hits it long. He goes for a backhand down the 10, down the line. Or down the tee. And ends up hitting it long. So Nole has another break point. Novak Djokovic has another break point. We'll call the Carlitos a gunslinger. Pew pew Ramos. Okay. Yeah, you can call him a gunslinger. I think you'd like that title. Good old Charlie. So I suspect we're going to be getting another breaker serve here. Make sure you hit the like button. We're up to 65 people watching, which is excellent. We can keep that button going higher. Make sure you like this, share this where you can. That'd be excellent. So Djokovic really getting into position here. Break point, get to 4-1, get that double break, and what you would call that fatal break. But he just ends up, doesn't get any control over it, and ends up hitting it into the crowd near the chair umpire instead of into the court. Back to deuce. Back to deuce here. And nearly ends up hitting one of the security guards. Of course, security guard. Down the tee there by Grigor, but it just hits it long. Second serve, really strong first serves by Grigor here. If Djokovic is having some trouble, and he's one of the best returners. Backhand by Grigor, cross court by Nole, backhand by Grigor, forehand by Nole, down the line there by Grigor, and Nole is just unable to get it back properly. Advantage Dimitrov here. As we cut to a scene of a Bulgarian fan in the crowd. That's what he does. That's the term. You're still going along there, and then we're just going to Dimi here. Just saying his average first serve speed is 208 miles an hour, or kilometers an hour. 208 miles an hour, that'd be ripping the racket out of people's hands if you ended up firing at 208 miles an hour. That would hurt like hell. So it would be, so now Grigor though is able to get the first his service point there. So it's now 3-2 to Novak. 3-2 to Novak. As we are definitely coming to the halfway stage of the set here on the second set. We'll just give some scores around the grounds so people can have an idea about what is taking place. Pedrosa has taken the first set against Marta Kosniuk and is 2-1 up on serve in the second. Coco Gauff is still battling to stay in the second set, but as Borskova tries to take it to a deciding third set. And then in the men, we've got Musetti as a 4-3 up, still up in a bit there. And then we've got only really these matches. It's kind of down to a bit of just these matches that we're watching at the moment. As Grigor is drinking some sort of apple juice type substance. Apple juice type substance. Where did that lie go? I'm determined to find its why it's gone missing. No idea where it's gone. Like I said, I think we've got some other things coming through here. They should put a tournament in Essex called EMOSH 1000, where the players are encouraged to smash rackets. I like the idea of Ghosty thinking of this sort of tournament taking place in Essex, of all places. I would have thought you would have gone for maybe another example. Ellie has gone. Odimo Nole. He is going well. He is. Matthew is saying, who is the lady in dark brown hair in Grigor's box? She does look glamorous. Yes, she does. Grigor has a lot of model type friends, so he's probably from that scene. Just get a beautiful shot around the grounds. Towie 250. God, these are sort of references back from 5 years ago now. Down the line there by Nole, cross court. Nole just taking control. Forehand cross court, gets the win there. I'll just let you know, the winner of this match will play the winner of Markon Fusinic versus Cameron Norrie. Could we get a repeat of the Wimbledon semi-final between Novak Djokovic and Cameron Norrie? Third time they would meet. Djokovic leading that head-to-head at the moment 2-love. And now getting himself ready. Tries to go across court. Not much luck there in terms of hitting the net. Just his usual thing of whacking his shoes. Cross court. Dink back by Grigor. Fire there. Oh, and the back behind forehand by Novak there. Really strong ball there. Really strong game bit. 30-love. Got 30-love here. Carlos Bernardes is just pointing something out to Nole. Crowd seems to have filled up a bit here, which is good to see. Oh, there seems to be some talk with some sort of medical practitioner. Who's called for the physician? Down line by Nole. Oh, just cages him. Grigor cages Nole, but then hits it wide. Just hits it wide. Matthew D'Souza, she's just his mate. I don't know what that means. So we're going on to 40-love here. Somebody's getting ready. Maybe it was a chair umpire that's had some issues. Getting the ball ready, getting himself up there. Socks are absolutely filthy by Nole. That's what happens on the clays. And Grigor hits it long. We're now at 4-2. 4-2 now to Novak in this contest. Really at commanding me. 2 games away now. 2 games away from booking his place in the 4th round as he tries to defend his title here, of course, in Rome. In the Carlo Italio Classic. Yeah. I've forgotten the official name, but God, rocks him on there. My neighbour was really taking his time when it comes to mowing the lawn. I know it's my personal issue, not yours, but we'll go from that. So cross court, Nole, good strong return. Everyone's finding the lines. Drop shot by Nole, but Grigor is able to reach it in the end and is at 15 love up. He's able to find it, and he is 15 love up, which is you can see the sort of funny side of this issue, this one. So it is a hit ball wide. We get sort of rocketing through here. Dimitrov now 30 love up. Good serve there in down the tee. Good serve down the tee. Cut to a shot of a fan with a Djokovic top on, and somebody else recording it with another Djokovic top on. Two Nole fans there. Round the side, out serve out wide, 40 love. Really quick serve here. Maybe we want to hit the Grigor button if he gets this to love. Are we going to get a game to love here? It's the net. He hits the net here. Cross court. Good return there by Nole. Oh, and he just hits it into there. And Grigor just gets nothing on it. The ball really deaccelerated as he ends up burying it in the bottom of the net. Grigor goes to sort of change his balls. Rocking along here. If you're Grigor cross court, good strong return there by Novak. Backhand long, or at least it's strong. Nole goes for the drop shot, and Grigor's left grounding does another splits. We get the Grigor splits. There. Medi's quick dismissal of Rory makes me think he's a bigger threat for the title than most folks think. Interesting. I don't really see Rory much as a clay courter, but Medvedev is playing better on clay. This is the best I think we've seen Medvedev play on clay for a while, or forever, really. We've all seen the famous. We've all seen the famous tennis TV clips of him saying, "I absolutely hate this surface. Why do we play on it? I hate clay." That sort of thing. But he's putting in a shift, and for his ranking points to be able to get back, stay within the world's top 4, maybe look at the world's top 2. He's going to have to pick up a good chunk of points on the clay. Otherwise, he can't just rely solely on the hardcore points that he hoped to. As Djokovic hits it wide, so we've gone from a situation where Djokovic, when Dimitrov was 40 love up and seemingly cruising, to now a situation where it's back to juice. Grigor doesn't know what's happened there. Of course, Novak would want to get this done as quickly as possible. We're at the hour and 24-minute mark. He'd preferably like to keep it within an hour and 45. Grigor hits it long, wide. No luck. Cross court again. Nole, strong return. Backhand by Grigor. Backhand by Nole. Points being neutralised. Strong. Novak goes for the forehand down the line and hits the net, and he is not happy with himself. He is not happy with that performance. What we got people saying who is better splits, Grigor or Klim Kleisters? I don't know really. I've not really seen Klim Kleisters do the splits. I hope that's not more question there. And then we got a good question. Do you think? I suppose hardcourt specialist. Yeah, you can certainly call Medvedev a hardcourt specialist. He's fairly all right on the grass. And of course he isn't going to be going back to Wimbledon this year. So a couple of years, had a year off. But we're going to see Medvedev back in. We're going to see Medvedev back on the hallowed lawns of Wimbledon after the ban for the Russians has gone away. And the sun's gone from the players' box, so Delgado is taking his hat off. Again, we're just sitting at 4. We're sitting at now 4-3. Novak still making it look as comfortable as he can. Musetti does have that break in the second still, and is looking to get that sorted there. As we're just getting some things there saying that it is still a breakup for Badosa, and it has gone to a third set on court 12 between Goff and Borskova, which I'm slightly glad about, just because it means that they're extending the matches on court 12, because I quite like to watch, because my plan tonight evening is to watch the Cam Norrie match. This is the only Brit left in the tournament, in the singles at least. And of course, the winner of that match faces the winner of the match that we have on centre here at the moment. As we get a shot of the Arnardi match. Arnardi is making it 40-15. We rock along there as I get notifications about voting Turkey. Didn't mean to sound dirty. I'm so glad Classes can get kind of energy. She was so mistreated by fans and some journalists too. They very much mean about her appearance. Good to hear, guys. Good to hear. As we are sort of rocking along here, trying to keep the energy. Nothing much has happened. Nothing much has been able to really sort of get into. But we're is it sort of, a match in which you can have somebody who is somebody's been sweeping the court. A match where you kind of would hope you get a bit more of a back and forth between these two players. It's just come across as slightly mundane in terms of it looks as though it's Djokovic's for the taking. Well, Djokovic is just sort of a normal third round match for him to get through. But he's getting himself into a serve position at the moment. Tries to go down the line. No luck. Hits the net. Nole just getting himself sorted there. See somebody in a blue top with a Nole shirt on in the crowd as well. Cross court. Oh, Grigor's just able to scrounge to that, but is able to get a good attacking thing. Backhand by Nole. Forehand by Thingy. Backhand. Forehand. Backhand again. Forehand. Backhand with a lot of spin on it. And Grigor just hits a brilliant forehand winner. Just sat up perfectly there for Grigor in that point. A good sort of backhand to forehand exchange taking place. So, how will Novak respond to this? How will he respond? So, moving on. Cross court. Good, strong return there. Forehand by Vingy. Oh, and what a passing winner there by Dimitrov. Able to really grab hold of it with his forehand. Djokovic came in and closed the net down. But then Grigor, forehand down the line, absolutely hits the back end of the baseline just perfectly to make it 30-love. So they've actually got a very competitive Novak service game taking place here. He's 30-love down. You can see there's a Grigor fan in the crowd. Grigor getting himself ready in the position. Novak just looking at the ball. Novak goes down the tee, unable to get above the net. Not really a strong service game taking place here at the moment. They are tied the winner, aren't they, guys? That is quite surprising. It just shows that, Novak Djokovic has been keeping his unforced errors down. Bit of a forehand exchange. Novak, Grigor, forehand there, forehand to forehand, forehand again. Forehand long from Novak, forehand long. Forehand long. So we are now at 40-love to Dimitrov. He's going to look to make it 4-4. Is he going to break back here? Is he going to break back? Looks as though we may get Dimitrov breaking back here. Let's see what happens. The Bulgarian fans are in, getting themselves ready. Just in the position there, just going well. Novak down the tee. Good return there by Dimitrov. Forehand there. Forehand by Novak. Into the net. He has broken back. Grigor Dimitrov has broken back. We are now at 4-4 here in the second set. This set is not done. Yes, we are currently at 4-4, and we're now also at the that means we're at the business end of this set. We are at the business end of this set. 4-4. All square now. Nole's early lead in the set has evaporated. Does not look happy about it. How is this going to go? So we've got Grigor with the serve, goes down the tee. Not much in terms of what happens there. Hits the net. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised Ghost as well if he does go sort of beast mode. Got backhand to backhand exchange taking place. Forehand by Nole, backhand by Grigor. Forehand by Nole again, backhand by Grigor. Really strong bit going there. Nole cross court. Grigor's doing all he can to get this back. Nole with a forehand and hits it wide. Tries to go with a forehand up the line and hits it wide. 15 love to Grigor. 15 love. We have 15 love here for Grigor. Forehand down the line there by Dimitrov. Forehand down the line. He is now 15 love up. He is now 15 love up. Ghost saying that it seems as though Roman clay produces more erratic bounces than Madrid. I kind of agree. I think that's been a bit of an issue recently with this tournament because of the rain that has taken place, or the rain that's taken place quite recently. The fact they've really overclayed the tournament, and I know I made a joke about it about when what was it? Is it Novak? Novak said it. He said there's too much clay on the court last a couple of days ago. It is true that they've kind of overclayed it to try and counteract the fact that the moistured court. Novak is just, I said swinging at the hip. He is swinging at the hip at the moment and nothing is landing. 40 love here to Dimitrov. 40 love. Last 9 points all gone to Dimitrov. Everything is not working. It's not coming up roses here for Grigor. Just getting himself into position. Cross court. Backhand by Nole. Nole goes for the lob. Grigor, though, is able just to swipe it away. 5-4 up. 5-4 up to Grigor. So we're now in the position where it looks as though he was going to lose the set, that he's now in a position where if he breaks Novak in the next service game, he wins it. This is getting tight at the end as Novak's wrapping himself with a towel. This has got a lot tighter than I kind of imagined it was going to get. Hope you're all tuning in. Make sure you hit the like button. Gil Gross is reporting that Hanchikova said Madrid watered down the court before the final to give Alcaraz an edge over Struff. Would they actually do that? I think they actually did do that. They did overwater it, I think, at the request of Alcaraz, and Struff didn't say anything against it. It does, though, lead to trying to make the conditions favourable to a certain player over another. Let's have a look at the scores. Nothing much is changing there. So we're at 5-4. We're at 5-4 here. Will Grigor take it to... Yeah, will Grigor take it? There is a strong possibility here that Grigor could take the second set. Out of nowhere, really. Novak was playing probably the better form of tennis. He was making less mistakes. He was getting onto his opponent's serve break points. He was getting to his serve and whatnot, and getting a lot deeper in his opponent's service games. But all of a sudden, one really bad game there by Novak. He's stretching his arm out there. That's a bit of a worry. For Novak, that's a bit of a worry. He's stretching his arm out a bit there. Go on, Ghost. Give us your Massetti Aldan Armadi update. So just I'm just trying to get a bit of back support here. So hopefully you can still hear me. So we've got speak, James. So we've got Novak down the line. We've got good strong return. Forehand by Novak, backhand. Forehand down the line. Grigor gets a good return on that. Just Novak is just not able to deal with this at the moment. There's so many different varieties, and the ball's coming from Grigor. Grigor's really pushing Novak back like further than you usually expect. Backhand by Grigor, forehand by Novak, who ends up stumbling in the process. Forehand along the line by Dimitrov. 15 love. Musetti wins 6-4, 6-4. Excellent. That's good to know. Musetti has won 6-4, 6-4 on one of the other courts. It's where there's 70 watching, but not many in the chat. Yeah, please make sure if you're watching, we're up to 78 people I can see watching on the stream and whatnot. Please do get yourself talking in the chat. It's getting quite good here. Let me know your thoughts and feelings on the match, and if any questions you may have, please do put in there. It looks as though we're staying around for a while. 15 love to Dimitrov. Dimitrov, good return there. Novak, backhand by Dimitrov. Forehand by Nole. Strong return there by Dimitrov, and Nole hits the net. He cannot win a point. It is 30 love here to Dimitrov. 2 points away from taking the second set. Dimitrov is 2 points away from taking the second set. Delgado's looking a bit happier. Last 12 points. He has won the last 12 points in a row. Dimitrov is getting himself into position. What is happening here? Complete drop-off from Novak. Complete drop-off. It is only 30 love. He can still bring this back quite easily. So Nole goes down the tee. Dimitrov, strong return. Just hits the line. Perfect return. Forehand by Dimi. Backhand by Nole. Forehand by Dimi across court. Nole goes for the upwards. Slice backhand by Dimitrov. Slice backhand again by Dimitrov. Backhand to backhand exchange. A lot of slice. Serious amount of slice in this. Forehand by Dimitrov. Forehand by Novak. Forehand by Dimitrov. Forehand by Novak. And he hits it with conviction. Perfect forehand cross court there by Novak Djokovic in that one there. Fans don't want to think, they want to feel. I guess it's sport inspires passion. There's not that much room for intellectual exasperation. Okay, you have some words up in there. Up to 85 people watching. Excellent. This is really getting tense. Like that button. Remember to hit that like button, please. Man, I was happy Novak's losing. God, we're gonna start a riot in the comments here. Novak just getting tough. He's broken a 12-point losing streak. Cross court, strong return there by Dimitrov, but it just fires wide. So it's up to 30-30. Is that indication that Djokovic is having problems with his elbow? I did see him stretch it out. He keeps on shaking it out. I don't think the elbow is playing well for him at the moment. We'll have to watch that. We really will have to watch that. Up to 91 people. This is excellent because the match is now getting interesting. Forehand by Dimitrov, really short. Forehand up the line. Oh, and he's in. It's in. It's a backhand up the line by Dimitrov as Novak comes to the net. 40 love. He's got a set point here on Novak's serve. Backhand, brilliant, single-handed backhand, just passes Nole, takes the pace off to keep it in the net, keep it in the court. As Novak does not look too pleased into the side. Dimitrov here, set point for Dimitrov. It's going to take place here. So he's just getting himself wired up. Unfortunately, a fan is playing on their phone at this crucial moment. How could they? Cross court, Dimitrov gets a return. A little bit short, though, so Novak's in control of the point at this stage. Dimitrov, strong fire there. Does a... Oh! And he's broken him. Bad bounce. causes Novak to sort of like sort of fall over, and he only end up hitting it as though it's a golf shot wide of the baseline. We are going the distance here. We are going the distance. From what looked as though it was going to be a straightforward Novak victory, he has lost the last 4 games in a row. He's lost the last 4 games in a row. Grigor, Dimitrov, take a bow. You stuck in there, and now we are going the distance. We are going to go the distance here in Rome. I suspect. Well, he's taking his shirt off. I don't think any of the players are going to be going off the court. Doesn't look like it. Although I'm going to have to quickly, as we get into here, going to take a quick break. I'll be back in just 2 seconds.
Hey, welcome back, tennis fans. Here we are for something groundbreaking. Some might call it trial of the century. Some might call it trial of all time.
We did not expect to be covering the first Djokovic Watchalong of the year, and he's not playing an opponent. He's playing him against the state. Shout out to everyone joining us. Of course, we've never had so many people in the live chat. I feel like this is the perfect opportunity to bring all 23,000 of you up to date with what's happened so far.
Did not think by the third set Ben would be rooting for Rafa and JG would be wishing it's all over. Yeah, a bit weird.
I mean, I just want the pain to end.
I don't even care if he's crawling on his knees and hitting the ball over the net by the 5th. If he gets there, it'll be incredible.
I'm just calling it as it is. I'm trying to be objective watching the match, and he's lost the match. What do you want me to do?
He hasn't lost it. He's still in it. Why do you keep saying he's lost it?
You think? Okay, put a bet on then. What odds would you get on Rafa? 2 sets down.
8s.
Just take a bet on. Seeing as he's not out.
I was just disappointed you're not supporting your man.
No, you're being delusional, Ben. Just grow up.
Not supporting your man.
Delusional.
Not supporting your man. Come on, you guys. What are you doing? I feel like I'm rallying for all of the Rafa fans out there now. Crazy.
Yeah, because you just need to grow up, mate. Like, be realistic.
I've watched tennis many times. I've seen comebacks many times.
Okay. You see Medvedev lose from this position? Don't think so.
Anything can happen.
It's so good! He's done it! Rafael Nadal has won his 21st Grand Slam. He's beaten Daniel Medvedev 7-5 in the 5th set. It's just been an absolute epic occasion. I can't believe he's done it. Rafael Nadal.
What?
2nd time Australian Open champion. Vamos!
Djokovic.
Oh.
He's down the line!
Carlos Alcaraz has won. He is in the final. JJ's it. He has done it.
Right, back again. So, oh god, we're losing people like crazy. So I just needed to get some water there. Get some more water. As we are going the distance, make sure that you stick with us. Make sure that you are getting yourself, your snacks in, your whatever you like to eat, beef jerky, Smarties. I don't know, carrot sticks. Carrot sticks are probably a good thing to have right now. As this has turned into a real bit of a contest. It does, and I just need to check. If anyone could let me know on the chat, is there anything in other commentators that are saying about his ankle? What ankle? His arm? Because it doesn't look good. This does not look good at the moment for Novak. If his wrist is or his arm is not playing well for him, this could be no end of problems. I'm just rolling through Twitter myself at the moment. Like I said, if you know, let me know in the chat. That'd be great. I'm just flying through here. See if I can spot anything popping up. I'm not seeing anything at the moment. This is what's up there. I'm seeing nothing, but let me know if you see anything that looks like as though we're going to land as the reason why we're getting this sort of drop from thingy. Grigor is serving, and Novak hits it long. We're getting more mistakes. We're getting more mistakes popping through here from Dimitrov. Oh, sorry, from Novak. Also, let me know how do you think this How do you think this final set's going to go? I'm quite excited, as you can probably tell. Put your predictions in the comments below. Oh, Dimitrov is really playing strong tennis here. There is no dip currently coming from Dimitrov. He's 30 love up on his own serve. 30 love up on his own serve. The shadow is starting to form across the court. Please do stick with us, everyone. Cross forehand there by Novak. Backhand by Dimitrov. Nole slips again. He is not liking, his foot is not hitting the ground at all well. It's like Bambi on ice at the moment as Grigor tries to go for a stretched out cross court forehand, and it's just not happening for him. It's just not happening for Grigor at the moment. What's at the moment? For this point. It's not happening at this point. See the smiles partake onto Nole's face. He knows that he's just ended up giving away the chance of an easy victory here. So Grigor tries to go down the line. It ends up hitting the net, but bounces into the court anyway, so not too much of a bad thing there. Grigor with the ball here. Cross court there by Grigor. Cross court by Grigor again, and he hits the net. Another hit the net. Okay, so without 30-30. Without 30-30. Now at 30-30. I mean, I think we're all just still trying to compress. Make sure you comment in the chat, please, by the way, everyone. Your thoughts, feelings, like I said, how you think this is going to go to continue. Up the line there by Grigor, hits it slightly long. Really going good guns here. By Nole, up the line. Line there again. Up the line there by Grigor. Cross court. Down the line by Nole. Slice forehand. Slice again, really trying to push Novak back deep. Novak is having none of it. Grigor cross court, Nole cross court, up the line there by Grigor. Cross court by Nole, really finding the lines, all of them here. Just pushing him out wide. I think Nole's got this point here. Oh no, Grigor's read it, but he was unable to get a good return passing shot on there. So Djokovic break point up. So he's got a break point here. Break point up. He's got a break point here. To maybe get a good start here. He was 30 love down actually on Grigor's serve in his service game, so it'd be a very good turnaround if he was able to do this here. It'd be a really good turnaround. Grigor just getting himself composed, getting himself set up. But this has been felt like absolutely nowhere this is taking place. Grigor tries to go across court. No success. No success on that one. Getting himself into position. Oh no, double fault. Double fault for the break for Novak Djokovic. That is not how I'd expected this first game to go. Grigor has been broken. Novak Djokovic, 1 love up at the moment in the third set. 1 love up. And we're not expecting any of this to take place, to be honest, I think everyone would say. We get a great shot. The sun's starting to hang low in the sky, or as I say, just starting to hang low in the sky above this beautiful venue. As we have two kind of Roman gods or Roman warriors battling it out on the courts here, on the centre court. Everyone looking slightly concerned in the Novak box, but he's got the break up. He's got the break. Which is all that really matters at this stage. Novak goes down the line. It is hit long. goes down the line, but it is hit long. Hoping it goes well for him here. He does. Remember, make sure you comment in the chat. It'd be excellent about how you feel it's going to go, your thoughts and feelings on the match currently, any news that you can hear. Grigor hits the net. God, it's Error City, as they're probably going to think about it. Error City here by Nolo. By Grigor. At the wrong possible time, we could possibly say as well. You do not want to be making errors at this point during the match. We're going here. So Nole goes cross court. Grigor's able to get some sort of return there. Nole goes cross court again. Grigor with a backhand. Forehand by Nole. Backhand by Grigor. And he hits the net. 15 love. 30 love. 30 love here to Novak. As we go. The goats don't get faced very long. They don't, Sean, do they? One small blip, and that's basically it. Is that going to be the case here? Nole goes cross court. Good. Well, I say good. Dimitrov's able to get something on it, but only hit long. 40 love. Grigor's not looking too pleased. Certainly not looking too pleased given this. Keep going along here. Nole tries to go cross court. No success. No success on that one. Nole goes long. Backhand up the line there by Nole, but hits it long. Novak hits it long. So we're not going to get a game to love here, unfortunately. Get themselves into position, getting themselves ready. Get my scores around the ground sorted as well. Novak tries to go wide. No such luck, unfortunately for him. Slowly with the ball bounce. Goes down the line. Grigor is able to get something on it. Grigor with a good floating backhand, but then hits it long. So not only has Novak broken him, he's also because of this excellent thing, we're going to also play the Djokovic button. He is doing well. The Joker here. He would want his double break. Goes for the drop shot. Oh, and just is playing beautifully. The level has gone up. The level has gone up here from Novak. I think Novak's trying to learn from his mistakes. He does not want to stick it to a single break. He'll want to get this double break sorted ASAP. As soon as practically possible. Down the line there by Thingy. No, not such luck on the return. Cross court. Got a strong backhand by Novak, but hits it long. He hits it long. 15-all. 15-all here. Vio is saying that Nole can win the tournament. I hope so. He certainly can. I still put myself Alcaraz's favourite in this scenario, just given the matches that Alcaraz has under his belt, comparative to Nole, and also the way Alcaraz is playing. But I think we will probably still have a Novak versus Alcaraz final, which will be something on which we would all love to take place. No luck from Djokovic. He's been pushed from side to side, but he is getting nowhere. 30-15 to Dimitrov. So the bad backhand there. Bad backhand takes place. So Novak moving further back from the court to try and get a good return position here on Dimitrov's serve. Hits a return. Hits it. Oh, that was bizarre. So hits it just on the line, and it ended up swirling in the air. There seems to be a bit of wind around. And Dimitrov ends up hitting it long. So we're currently at 30 all. 30 all game, like we said. Novak wants to get that double break. Wants to get that double break here. Get a fan sort of clapping in the stands. Cross court, Novak only able to hit the net. Novak is only able to hit the net as we move to 40-30. All right, down the line, up the tee there by Novak. Cross court, good strong return there good hit there by Dimitrov, 2-1. So Dimitrov has at least stemmed the tide. Good strong return there. And we'll just give a Dimo button in the process. That may have been a bit presumptuous of me, because actually it turns out that it went wide, and as such now for juice on Dimitrov's serve, so he hasn't got his serve yet. Goes down the tee, Novak goes long, strong bird by Dimitrov, so now at advantage Dimitrov. Let's see if we can actually get it sorted this time and not need to click a button and it not be needed or necessary. 100 people watching, excellent. Please make sure you comment in the chat. You like you like this video, share it where you can, or share this live stream. Cross court, strong service there by There we go. Yes, it is now 2-1 to Novak here in the third set. Like I think we all said, we're all a little bit shocked, a little bit surprised of how well the thing is going. And we have Borskova has just managed to beat Coco Gauff. So the 6th seed Coco Gauff, who is not having the best clay court season at the moment, is out early in Rome. She is out early in Rome at the moment. This is just getting a highlight there. Just a really poor bounce helped Borskova there, which now means that we got loads of big names in the women's tour are being knocked out left, right, and centre. We've lost the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and now 6th seed, along with the 9th seed as well. All the top 10 seeds are falling by the wayside in the tournament this year so far. We've gone Eager, though, is standing strong, as we saw today. Just having a look to see where our seeds are currently. Round of 16, we are still got a range. We've got a completed lineup at the bottom of the draw. But yes, we are losing seeds added for item. We still got the 8th seed. No, we don't. Yeah, we've still got some other players that are still lurking in the draw. Interestingly, Madison Keys gets a walkover as Victoria Azarenka had to withdraw there. I have to withdraw from that match for tomorrow, so it'll be Keys versus Carolina. Osorio is going deep as well. We'll get noticing some other big names. It's still a bit topsy-turvy in the women's draw this time around. It's not as uniform as it was at Madrid. But again, there's a lot of big names in the men's draw that are getting knocked out quite early as well. All to play for. No, like hits the tee perfectly as we go there. I said hits the tee with precision. No, going down the tee. Dimitrov with the swipe up. Dimitrov hits the net. 30 love here at the moment for Djokovic. On Djokovic's own serve, looking to make it 3-1. Basically do a repeat at the moment of what it seems to the last set, except this time actually get the job done. And he just swipes the ball back. So now they're just working his way along here at the moment. It's already done 2 hours of a live stream. This is excellent. 2 hours on the match clock as Dimitrov hits it long. He is not getting the rub of the green, as they say. He's not getting the rub of the green at the moment. Like I said, Djokovic looking to make it 3-1. Kicking some clay out the way and off his shoes. Good bouncing of the ball. Get the ball up on the side, and Dimitrov is unable to do anything with it but bury it into the net. As Nole takes it to 3-1. We are currently now sitting at 3-1. Nole is halfway through it all. No, he's stretching out his legs a bit here. Don't know really. I think we're all looking to see if there's any little twinge or twingle in Djokovic's body. He is coming up to a real grand old age. We don't know how many years we got left with the likes of Djokovic, Nadal, Murray, and a few others on the tour. Across the line, strong return there by strong hitting from both men, but Djokovic is unable to do anything but bury it into the net. As we go to 15 love here for Dimitrov. 15 love. Make sure you comment in the chat how you feel this match is going. Any questions you may have for me, please do put it in the chat as well. I'm more than happy to answer any of your questions. Where is Ben? Ben is away at the moment. Frank Faisal Sanchez. Got some strong backhand exchanges. Forehand from Dimitrov. Hits it beyond Novak to make it 30 love. Hits it beyond Ben. Hits it beyond the line. Winning speed 155 kilometers an hour. Hit with some pace, that one. Some ferocity. Cross swing there. Hit long there by Dimitrov. Hit long. Just trying to show how he needs to be moving his feet from his box. Frank saying, hopefully Nole will win. You never know. Nole could be picking it up. Move along. He's just getting himself settled into position. Dimitrov hits it wide. Move to the next stage. So Nole goes out wide. Long looping return. And Dimitrov hits it into the net. It was a big looping ball that sort of landed like that, and Nole is unable to get much height on that hit return. I should have a little spider graph which I could draw on the screen to show the ball movements. Forehand unforced errors. Novak has none this set. Dimitrov has 6. Novak standing a good distance behind the baseline, jumps into it, gets a turn on this, and Dimitrov ends up hitting it with his forehand up the line or inside in to make it 40-30. He's looking to hold his serve here, hopefully, as he would want it to be in a comfortable manner. Just looking at the balls, which ones he wants to pick to actually hit. Getting himself ready. But 113 people watching was excellent. Make sure you hit the like button on this video. Make sure you hit the like button of this video. 21, excellent. Come on. Dimitrov is still on the got a second serve in. Nole's looking down the barrel. Nole with a strong return. So Dimitrov tries to rush Novak by hitting the ball out wide, and Novak is able to read it. and hit an excellent cross-court backhand return. Passes it, does the passing shot on Dimitrov. We're now at deuce. Really good return there from Novak. Absolutely sells Dimitrov a dummy. Sells Dimitrov a dummy there. 40 love here. Oh, sorry, 40 all. Deuce. Dimitrov hits the net. Novak gets a good return. Backhand by Dimitrov. Forehand by Nole. Forehand by Dimitrov. Forehand by Nole. Backhand by Nole there. Sliding. Whoa, cross court back. What a cross court forehand by Novak. Really pushes Dimitrov out wide. Dimitrov can do nothing with it, but hit it into the net. So we are now sitting at advantage Djokovic to go a double break up here in the third set. Advantage Djokovic to go a double break up here in the third set. Unfortunately, it would be a bit of a letdown given the way it ended in the second set. If Novak can sort of waltz to victory almost in this third set. It was like he gave the fans a bit of a match, but now Novak is tying this all up. He's got no time to be hanging around, giving out freebies. Novak, good, strong return. So we've got a bit of a forehand exchange taking place at the moment. And Dimitrov hits it wide, and Novak is shouting into the crowd. He is roaring into the crowd at the moment. Roars of delight. Double break up, 4-1 up for Novak. We will get out the elusive button for broken. He's in the lead, and of course, we'll give him his button at the same time. There we go. It's a big one. I would probably say in this match. We are at 140 people watching. Excellent. You can make sure you hit the like button. That'd be excellent. As we're getting replays of Novak shouting into the crowd. 2 games away. 2 games away here from booking his place in the 4th round, looking to defend his title. His team standing up, pointing to his head. Bit of the standard drinker / Marcus Rashford celebration from his team. 2 points, so 2 games away. He's not happy with something. He's stretching something out. Oh, he's really stretching something out. Something does not feel great for Novak at the moment. He's jumping around. Something in his what do you call it? What is it? Hip. It is something in his hip that he keeps on stretching out. He's not stopped touching it. He really is not. He really is feeling uncomfortable. It's something to watch. Does not look happy about that. Really, shaking out his leg, touching his hip. I mean, it may already be too little, too late at the moment in this match. But if he plays Fucinic or he plays Norrie, especially Norrie, you don't really want to be going into a match with Norrie with an injury. He will make you run. Not much of a jump there from Novak. Really not much of a jump there on that first serve. Let's have a look. He can't jump. He just hit the net again. The jump is not there. Don't go anywhere, folks. I don't think this match is over. Second double fault of the match. So just watch this again. Let's see how this one goes. We need to really watch that leaping motion. The leap is not there again. He hits the net. Are we going to see an underarm serve here from Novak? He can't seem. Let's see what happens here. Okay, he's able to get it over. Okay, we've got a bit of a forehand to forehand exchange. Novak seems to be moving okay. Backhand there, forehand by Novak. Backhand by Grigor, and he hits the net. Grigor hits the net there. Just watching quite intently here, actually. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. Just watching here. We'll watch here to see how this goes. The leap did not look good on the last 2 service points. Hits it wide. At least it went over. I know it probably sounds like a broken record, but I mean, we don't know what's happening here with Novak. And he goes for the leap. He does get it over. But we've got a bit of an exchange here. Backhand to backhand. Backhand by Grigor. Backhand by Nole. Forehand by Grigor. Forehand by Nole. Down the line by Grigor. Sliced return there. The backhand. Forehand. And hits it wide. Novak hits it wide. 30-15. 30-15. Some claps there by the fans in the crowd. Like I said, do not go anywhere, folks. This match does not look over if Novak is not happy with his hip. Just looking up at the skies. Anyone can put in the chat as well. Are they hearing anything on any other commentators about his hip? Just hits in there. However, Dimitrov is having a look. I'm having to notice it's in as well. Just having a look to see if anything pops up. Somebody's not happy. Grigor's not happy. Just pointing out that I think that's out. The one that the mark that Carlos Bernardes is pointing to. Grigor is not happy. I'm to rub the mark out. So we get to the point here. Let's have a look what Hawkeye's telling us. Hawkeye's saying it's in. But enough Hawkeye is telling us it's in. So it was in. It looks like I can't read ball marks now. Check it ahead there by Nole. Nole goes to the pump. Okay, he's starting to get the ball over a bit better now. Strong. Oh, fall over. Grigor fell over. Grigor slipped and fell over and was only able to patty cake it over. Tried to patty cake it over. No such luck. Is on the deck and is now 40-30 down. Yeah, just absolutely slipped over there. Tried to get it over like a patty cake. No workings there. Let's have a look. He really got sold a dummy and just ended up sort of sliding into a puddle. Nole. We're back and forth. Oh, was that out? No, it was in. Up the line by Novak. And Grigor hits the net. And Novak looks happy. 5-1 up. 5-1 for Novak here. 5-1. As with me, Mila is saying Idemo Nole. Idemo Nole. It is Idemo. It just looks a little bit out of sorts though, Novak here. Does look a little bit out of sorts. This is to do with the bad bounce. The stay marks now over the back of Grigor's shirt here. As we move on. So Grigor going for the serve, going down the tee. No such luck. No luck there. Grigor down the tee. Nole gets a good return on that. Forehand to forehand exchange. Forehand again. And it's long by Dimitrov. It is long by Dimitrov. Emil saying it's a training in high level for Novak. It is a training in high level for Novak. Do agree there, Emmanuel. So 15 love for Novak at the moment. 15 love for Novak at the moment. No, but make sure you hit a like button on this video. Like I said, would like to get to 100 likes. I know we're miles off at the moment, but I want to get there anyway. Down the tee there by Grigor, and it is good. It is good. It is 15-all. 15-all at the moment. So we're coming to an hour and a half on this, 2.5 hours on this stream, which is excellent. 2.5 hours we've been live. Match clock has clicked over 2 hours, which is excellent. 2 hours 16 as Dimitrov hits the net. So Grigor going for the serve, going down the line, and no luck for Nole. No luck for Nole on that one as he hits it long. But Grigor hit a double fault. Like I said, I haven't got headphones on, so I couldn't see that. But Grigor hit a double fault, so it's 30-15 to Novak. 30-15 to Novak here. Make sure you hit the like button. The Idemo is pronounced like the I in interesting. Idemo. Idemo must be. Oh, Grigor goes for the drop shot, but hits it long. And we hit our first match point. Match point here.
Match point.
Point here for Novak Djokovic. Has two of them on Dimitrov's serve, trying to get this ended. Down the tee by Dimitrov, and he saves one of those match points. So we have another.
Match point.
Some people are at match point here. More Novak. See him off on a 6-1 crusade in the final set. And Djokovic hits it long. Djokovic hits it long. He does not get it sorted. We are at deuce. We are at deuce here on Dimitrov's serve. He was probably hoping to be able to get it done before another change of ends. He'll have to play another couple of points to be able to get that sorted. We've got a match point. Nole with a return. Hits it between the legs, but it is a second serve. There's a second serve here. So you can see the sort of marks of the player's feet on the clay. Brilliantly in display. Up to 183 people watching. Excellent. A little bit of a drop shot by Nole, and it is perfect. It is a perfect drop shot from Nole. Has the spin out wide needed to really upskiddle Dimitrov, and we're back to another
match point.
To another match point here, which is has become maybe possibly to the climax of this match. The final point. Will Nole get it sorted here? Third match point. Down the tee, gets the return. He actually has return on this, and it is wide. Novak Djokovic has done it. He has some sort of niggle in his leg, but he has seen off Grigor Dimitrov in 3 sets. It was promised to be a good match. For a large period, it wasn't, but then he got good in the middle point. And we end with Novak Djokovic winning this match 6-3, 4-6, 6-1. Pretty convincing in the final set, really. Dimitrov sort of fell away right at the death. That now means that Novak gets a little bit of a break. He will, of course, be played next on Tuesday. Tuesday will be the next time that he will be on the court, where he will most likely play the winner. He will play the winner of Markon Fucinic or Cameron Norrie. We got some of the stats popping up here. First serves in, Djokovic was around about 83%, whereas Grigor was at 71%. But first serve points won, high 60s for Nole, with the high 50s for Grigor. The numbers sort of speak for themselves in terms of what mainly played out here. But of course, we will end with the winner's little. We'll give the winner's little button as he has won this beautiful contest. That is it. Like I said, we are at an end of this match. We've got Gary in the chat saying, "Hey everyone, made it back from the beach just in time. Novak wins, and we'll just have to say a win is a win is a win. He's on track to be his best in Paris. He certainly is on track. Gary playing probably the best tennis I think I've seen of him playing this side of the Australian Open, and it's going to be interesting to see. First of all, with the elbow, to see as Golden Flake points out, the elbow was a bit of an issue, but also the hip was a bit of an issue in that match at a point there. He couldn't jump for a point, but we'll see how he recovers. Like I said, he's most likely going to play Cameron Norrie tomorrow. Play Cameron Norrie in the next couple of days. But it could also be Marko Fucinic. We don't know. But the best thing to do now is say that we come to an end of this brilliant match. 3 setters. Novak Djokovic is looking good, looking to make himself a contester, the main contester for the Paris Roland Garros final. Well, he wants to, as a place he'll want to get to. He will be, of course, be one of the top 2 seeds for that tournament, and he'll want to really put himself in major contention for the title. So the last thing for me to say is au revoir. You'll see me when you'll see me. Whenever the next match will probably be on that one. And just enjoy the rest of the tennis for the rest of the day. We've still got likes of, I think Steph Tsitsipas has still got to play his match later on, and we've got a couple of other good big contests throughout all the courts. Rome is brilliant. Masters tournaments are brilliant. We've got another thing saying, thanks, James. Have a nice day. You too, Danny, and also Max. It's nice to get some nice bits there. Like I said, all that's left to say is enjoy the rest of Rome. We've got a few of a packed Pirati court, and goodbye.